Getting to the meetings themselves, on Monday, what was discussed? Can we expect any rule changes? It's always the hot button topic. What can we expect to see on the ice next season?
Well, a lot of topics, but not necessarily a lot of progress in terms of where the NHL and its GMs might land on any potential rule changes. And one of the big things that was discussed as the GMs were broken up into four different groups of eight was the idea of, do we need to curb fighting after clean hits? And so I'm going to throw a couple numbers at you. 89% of the fights that occurred uh, with players defending teammates were after clean hits. So that means that 11% of them were dirty. It's often tough for players to decide that on the fly, and they end up dropping the gloves anyway after what is a big hit. And what's more interesting is that out of that 89% of fights that came from clean hits, is that only 42% of those players ended up being penalized with the instigator penalty. So one of the big things that they talked about on Monday was, do we now take this instigator penalty and enforce it more, call it more? With that comes 2 minutes, a 5 minute major, as well as a 10-minute misconduct. So it's pretty hefty in and of itself at 17 minutes. Do we need to change the structure of that? Maybe make it a double minor and have it stand alone and not come with those other two automatic penalties? Do we make it a 5 minute major? There's lots of different ways that they could do this. They could change the instigator rule itself. They could ask officials to enforce it more. The GMs were undecided on that topic. One of the other things that they spoke about today in their meeting was the idea of video review, or potentially instituting a coach's challenge for inadvertent high sticks. So high sticks that come as a result of friendly fire, or a teammate hitting another teammate in the face with his stick. Which we do see that often with sticks being lifted. And the other thing is pucks over glass. Is that something that should be a video review element? Because the officials congregate and they make the decision on the ice, but sometimes the camera gets a better view of it. So those are some of the things that they're talking about today. I'm not convinced that we're going to end up getting through this meeting with any significant rule changes.